it seems to be mowing pretty good. Good thing that slow moving side's on the other side or whatever. It'd be slapping those tree limbs whenever I get. Well, guys, the sound you just heard, that was on Sunday, July 27th, 2025. The tractor just had right at or a little over 7 hours on it. When this happened, it made me question the entire integrity of the machine. Even though it's not really a big deal, but it is kind of, to me, with it being a new brand of tractor that I've gone to from something different. I just haven't got a great feeling on the buying experience and how I was kind of treated at the dealership. With that being said, the dealership has fixed this issue. It's not fixed yet. The tractor part is here. I received it probably a week and a half ago, something like that. I'm going to be putting it on today for you guys. As far as how it happened, when it happened, the buying experience, everything just rolled all into one. Hasn't been a great experience. Love the tractor. It's 45.1 hours. Just put that in there so you guys can see it. 45.1. By the way, if you like the window tint, check out the window tint video that I just did a few days ago. There's a time lapse of it. The lady did a spectacular job. Love it. And if you haven't figured out what is wrong with the tractor or what broke, see this? This is just free floating. Free floating. Look here. The welds have broke off this door while it was closed. This was not a wind issue. This was not a transport issue, nothing. This is supposed to be welded right here. But what scares me is when little things like this on a tractor, something that's made to be worked in 7 hours in, I'm already having something break. Like this rinky-dink gas strut. Get a shot for you guys. So that's supposed to be welded right there. I mean, the welds didn't even penetrate. So if the welds didn't penetrate here, I mean, what else is poor quality? I don't know. But I was not happy to see this break just 7 hours into use. Just riding in the cab. And now I have this. And that was July 27th. That was on a Sunday. I reached out the following Monday, one day later. I wasn't going to bother anyone on a Sunday. I mean, what good would it have done on a Sunday? Didn't matter. So I reached out on Monday, sending the pictures, and he was shocked that it happened, but he didn't seem real concerned to get it fixed for me. But I have decided that I'm not even going to put the dealership's name out there because I haven't had a great experience and I haven't had a crappy experience. But I haven't had a good enough experience where I think I'm going to, let it be known. This dealership is in the DFW Metroplex area. That's all I'll say. He basically asked me if I could re-weld it. I told him this was a brand new tractor and that I was not going to remove this, weld it, re-powder coat it, back to factory, whatever. I didn't like that answer. I didn't like the answer of, can you re-weld it yourself? Ended up reaching out to their other branch and speaking, I guess, with the owner. I'm not even sure at this point who he is, but probably the owner. Guys, you'll see me wearing my Branson tractor hat in some of these videos because, I mean, they didn't give me a hat. Like, I thought that was standard. Like, you go buy a tractor, you get a hat. I care about the hat, but that's why I'm wearing a Branson tractor hat, not a Coyote tractor hat. I'm not going to buy one with my own money. That's stupid. I already bought a very expensive machine. Me having to call and talk to the owner basically led to him saying that he was sorry. Let me extend my apologies. I'll get right on this for you. And again, another week or so went by. I texted the guy, no response. I called the guy, he answered, and I told him, I said, have you heard anything about my part, or like what's going on? And he goes, basically, who is this? You know, like, and I had talked to this guy on his personal cell phone, so like he knew the situation. I'm rambling about this, but I just kind of wanted you guys to know the full story behind what happened here, and so you can make your own judgments on these tractors. I don't know if other dealerships are like this, but I was not impressed with this dealership whatsoever. I got fed up with that, so I ended up calling Coyote Direct. Finally got someone on the phone a few days later, and he basically said, well, let me reach out to the dealership. They kept me on hold while they reached out to the dealership. I mean, I waited on hold for probably a good 15 or 20 minutes, and he finally come back on the line, and he said, the guy from Coyote came back on the line and said, okay, you should have no more issues. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? I was like, how do I get my tractor fixed? You didn't answer any of my questions. Like, all you did was listen to me, and you called them and tell me everything should be good now. And he goes, yeah. He said, you should have no more issues. So I said, all right. So I reached out to the owner through text message again, and I said, Coyote tells me I'm not going to have any more issues with you guys, and you guys are going to get this tractor fixed for me. And he goes, well, I had already left a somewhat poor Google review, and he basically told me that I had to remove that Google review to get for them to work with me, which still does not. What come down to it is I ended up removing the review, and it still ended up it took me probably another additional 2 to 3 weeks. And I also told them that if I'm removing the review, that I don't want to, this dealership was 2.5 hours away. So I didn't want to have to take my tractor in 2.5 hours away to let them throw a part on that has 3 bolts to it. I wanted them to ship me the part directly, and they said that they couldn't do that. So I said, well, then somebody's going to pay for shipping. I wanted them to pay for shipping to send it to me. I mean, I should have been out 0 cost, and I was. In the end, I was out 0 money. It didn't cost me anything. So all in all, it took me another 2 to 3 weeks for them to get the part, and then it took them like, I don't know if they overnighted it or what, but I had the part in like a day or 2. It was fairly quick, and I just got it like week and a half ago, something like that. I've just been so busy I haven't been able to put it on. But that's what's going to happen today. If you're out there buying a Coyote tractor, I hope you don't have the same experience that I have. I thought tractor dealerships were still on the good old boy system. You went down there, you traded with them, and you got a good quality product. But I can see that is seriously not the case. When I bought my Branson, the service was phenomenal. The buying experience was phenomenal. They reached out to ask if they could send me a filter package. I mean, offered for delivery. None of these things of which I asked for, they were just offered to me. And that was a really good buying experience for me from the Branson. Big Tex Tractor is who I bought that from. I will tell you that. Not this tractor. Big Tex Tractor in Caddo Mills, Texas is where I bought my Branson, but they no longer sell Branson. They've moved on to being an LS dealer. And I just wasn't sold on the LS. But maybe I should have been. I don't know. Should I bought an LS? Should I bought this Coyote? 47.1 hours. It's almost time for a 50-hour review. But I've cut and baled hay with this twice. Haven't had any issues. I'm not gonna bash the dealership, although I feel like they should be fairly apologetic and responsible for getting me a part in a much more timely fashion next time. I mean, who knows if this would have been a real serious issue. What scares me is what if this would have been an engine issue right out of the gate? How would they have handled it then? I mean, I feel like I had to pull teeth just to get a freaking door handle where the weld broke. First thing I gotta do is figure out how I'm gonna get this held back. Maybe it'll just sit right there. Maybe. This seems simple enough, but I hope it's as simple as it seems. So it looks like we gotta take these two bolts off here. One bolt down here. But I got, looks like there may be a plastic cap here. I got to pop this off, and there's probably going to be a nut behind that holding that on. And we're going to have to somehow get this piece of metal. I guess this one just, oh, actually this one just bolts on. I thought it had one of those slide clips on it. I mean, it does have a slide clip right there, but I think this piece stays in there. Not unless there's a new one on the other one. I'll have to look. Just got like a little screwdriver here. I'm gonna be careful. I don't want to scratch the glass, but it looks like I might just be able to twist. Oh wow, it's a Phillips head. Okay, I mean, I guess if it's a door handle, you'd think it would be on there a little better than that. All right, well, whatever. All right, so we know how that comes off. The two on the other side right here, this is that door hinge. So probably gonna have to be a little bit more careful with these, but these just look like bolt covers, probably, so you don't scratch your arm or whatever in the cab. See, I mean, like, look at there. I didn't even notice that, but that's a piece of, it's a piece of MIG wire, or looks like a piece of MIG wire hanging out. I mean, that's sharp. So I'm saying, like, what is going on? Like, this weld did not even penetrate. That is right here on this door hinge, right here. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm not even gonna have to pull this off. I'm not even gonna have to pull that quick clip off. I just gotta unscrew this, that peg that it sits on. KIOTI Daedong. Frame door left hand. TF2606758BB is the part number. 12 millimeter. I knew it was probably going to be millimeter because it's a foreign made tractor, although most things are foreign made these days. I'm going to get an extension here so I don't hit this door frame with the ratchet. And it'll also get me a little further away from the window tin as well. Actually, just ended up switching it out with a deep socket 12. Let's see if that'll get me far enough away. Yeah, it will. Guys, I think I'm changing my mind on how I want to do this. I'm concerned about this door dropping down whenever I take these two bolts out. I don't know how this is put together, and I don't want to take the chance. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close this door and let the latch hold it in place, so the adjustment and integrity, or at least the adjustment and the way the door closes won't be compromised or shift in any way, as long as this latch is holding it. So I think what I'm going to do is just take the screw out for this bottom piece, close the door, and then take these out from the with the door closed, so the door doesn't try to drop down on me. Or I'm also concerned about putting stress on this top hinge and the piece sitting right here ready to go. In case I end up having to hold something. Just put it right there. I don't really feel any tension. Oh Lord! See, it just dropped down right there. That's what makes me nervous. I wonder if there's different screws that hold the door itself on, or if I'm just overthinking this. Hey babe. Yeah. I need you to come push on this this hinge over here. Just hold what you got for a minute. Ended up having to get Ashley to hold the door here. I won't take any chances. Alright. Got this one off. I'm very quickly gonna get this one back on. Get it on before it gets out of alignment. There we go. Go, there's a screw sitting on that tire, see it? Other tire. Right down here. Is it going in? Alright, that's good, that's good. Alright, she's got that screw in out there. So I'm gonna tighten down on this. Very so gently. I don't want to bust the glass. I don't know how tight that's supposed to be, but I wouldn't think any tighter than that. So, all right, let's go back outside. Because I just noticed this, but this has a rubber pad that was stuck to this, like a rubber gasket, and I put that one on without it, which means I probably came real close to cracking the glass. So I'm gonna back those back off very slowly, and I'm gonna put this rubber gasket in between the handle and the door where it belongs. While I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and tighten this back up. I'm gonna leave that a little bit loose so I can have some play when I replace this. All right, this should be good to open. Looks good to me. All right, I just want to grab this screwdriver and this here so I can get this back all the way tight. And then our little cover beauty ring on. All right. Took these 2 bolts back off and slipped that rubber gasket in behind there, tightened everything back down. I'm glad I saw that. That was, it was stuck to the other part, almost like it's glued, almost like it's one piece, but I was like, man, I don't remember seeing rubber on the new piece, but yeah, the gasket's got to come off and go on that new one. So now we just got to get this strut hooked up. We should be good to go. Everything should be a-okay. I don't know what size that is, probably a 10. My eyes ain't seeing right today. Let's see if, yep, it's a 12. I don't really know how to. Oh. Kind of hurts my hand. Oh. See if I can get a way to hold that back. This square nut is also a 12 on the back side, so maybe now we can get something done. After these messages. Well, it's moving. I don't know if I'm breaking it or if it's unscrewing. There it is. Crappy welds in all its glory. All right, so now we got to get this. I'm assuming this probably has a limit. I don't know what I just broke. That was the ratchet. All right, so let me see if I can just start. Oh, it grabbed in, I felt it. There it goes. Jeez. All right, well, let's hope this never happens again. I hope this fixes it. You know what's really gonna make me mad is if I close this door and this thing breaks off. That's what's really gonna make me mad. Then somebody's gonna replace my window tint. Get our little screw covers back on. And the phone's ringing again. Okay. New piece is on. Moment of truth, let's see. I'm scared. What I'm scared of is this piece is gonna fail again. And then there's tension right here, and I mean, there is no room back there whatsoever. So if this pops off again, it's gonna go right down that window tint. And then I'm actually gonna have a real repair other than just a part swap. I hope that doesn't happen, but let's see here. Ooh. I'm actually kind of glad I'm recording this because okay. I mean, because if this fails while I'm recording it, I would be able to. Everything seems to be good. This one seems to look like it's maybe welded a little bit better, but geez, who knows? Never expected. I mean, who knew there was that much tension on that? Really? I mean, I don't know. But she works. All right, I no longer have to hold the door while I'm getting in and out of the tractor now. That only took, what, 3 months to solve? All right, guys, well, I hope that fixes the problem. I hope we don't have any more issues. But again, there's the broken piece, so we'll see if that lasts. I'm gonna take some pictures and get it sent to the dealership so they can see that I properly fulfilled their job. But if it breaks again, I don't know. 7 hours, we'll see. If it breaks again within 7 hours, I'm gonna call somebody. I don't know who yet, but I'm gonna call somebody. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. That's all I got for you. Hope you don't have the same problem that I do with your Coyote. Now I gotta get this little sticker off here. And it's a paper sticker, so I know it's just gonna rip. Yep, it's ripping. All right, guys, like, subscribe. We love you. Thanks for joining us on Messing Around Acres. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time. I mean, who? Why would they do this? I don't understand. Why, Coyote?